Mocha and Waiting. Chapter Don't Nobody Get No Chicken. Midnight. Them some burn scars, I whispered to my sister Charlotte. No, they ain't, little girl. Them fighting scars. She quietly argues back. Right above her eyes, yep, burn scars for sure. I find myself absolutely certain because I know burned skin when I've seen it. And I also know determination when I have seen that too. That must have been how she got them. I had a wild imagination as a child, and I think of how my mother may have gotten those scars. The kitchen smells so good that I am sure that I would just let her burn all the way up in there to finish. The smell of garlic, ginger, allspice, lemon pepper, hint of cinnamon with a pinch of something sweet. Ouch! Its taste so nice that it's worth a pop on the forehead right above the eyebrow with a greasy burning hot spatula as one reaches for that goodness. She don't never tell us what it is that makes it like a tiptoe of honey in each bite, creeping through all those other seasonings, like walking on eggshells, as if it's barely there. But it certainly is, and it sneaks right up on you too. But not like a fright may, oh no. It sneaks up on you like the feeling you get right after a first kiss. It's just like that. And the taste makes a sweet love feeling to your tongue and all in your mouth. And even the rest of your body enjoys the sweet satisfaction of every bite. It warms you right up inside like it's made with just one ingredient, love. Love must be warm. Yep, my mama and all, but if the kitchen was afire and her orange curtains ablaze and the wooden cupboards burnt to a blackness and the lazy Sousa providing a sea of thick, dark smoke and my mama's hair was on fire and I was sitting right next to a fire extinguisher and was the only person who knew how to use it, I'd pick up the last piece of fried chicken instead. And I take my last bite. And I'm sure it'd be my last bite, especially if my mama were to live. I bet it'd be hard to eat chicken without no teeth. I bet that's how she got them burn scars above her eyes. She's just like her mama, and her mama taught her how to make that chicken and how to hit an anxious child on the forehead with a hot spatula. I got a burn like that on my arm. And I'm just like my mama is what they say. And soon as I turn 12, she gonna let me work that stove and fry that chicken. And a few years later, when I have a child and she reaches for that chicken, well, I just smile at her because I know she just can't help herself. Heck, I might just take that chicken right out of her hand and eat it myself. Too bad my daddy don't never get none of that chicken. I be feeling sorry for him. I wonder if he has ever had any of that chicken in his entire life. Probably not, 'cause when he be getting home, the food is all gone. But my mama, she makes his plate. She makes his plate. She makes it just so she can tell him, well, Charles, welcome home. Welcome home finally. I made your plate. But when we all sat down to say grace and to eat, you still had not found your way home. The phone company say our phones are working just fine. So I gave your plate to the alley cats. And then they start arguing, and my daddy has his briefcase in one hand and raising his fist at my mama in the other. And she say to him in a very calm voice, "Do it, Charles. I dare you to. And I'ma have all this shit and all your shit and wherever you are coming from, whomever you were with, oh, you trust and believe me that I will have all of their shit too." And my daddy throws a warning saying if it wasn't for us girls, he'd leave my mama. But that don't be scaring my mama at all. She be saying, "Leave then. Take them with you. Leave Charles, and don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you." My grandma used to say that to her and probably to her daddy too. But my daddy, he don't never leave forever. He go for a while, but he always come back. My mama say, "Don't worry, he'll be back in a few. If he don't, I'll drop y'all off to him." For some reason, I don't think that my daddy wants her to do that because he always come back. He starts coming up the stairs to our room. We see him and we hear him as he walk up those old noisy stairs. And then we go jump into bed as fast as flash, as if we were not just at the door with our ears and our eyes to the cracks. He comes up there and my sister is pretending to be asleep at one end of the bed, and me, I be at the other end by the window pretending as well. I am better than my sister at pretending to sleep. I add a snore and move my head and arm, and I move my leg a bit as if his overwhelming presence is slightly waking me. He kisses my sister first, then he kisses me, and he says, "My angel." I try my hardest not to smile. His breath be smelling just like the bars we walk past on 79th Street. But he's still innocent in my heart. I peek my eyes open so I can see the stains on his collar that my mama tell her friends she's been observing for months. But my room may be too dark to see those stains clearly, or maybe they ain't really there. His shirt just looks clean and the most beautiful blue to me. The only light that is coming in is from the moon. That's why I know the time so well. He's got to be at work in 7 hours, and he ain't gonna have no time to eat, 'cause he got to drop us off by 5 in the morning and then be to work downtown Chicago, which is far when everyone else is driving to get there too. I do wonder when he ever has the time to eat. Where does he eat? What does he eat? One night, I'm gonna sneak a piece of that chicken to my room and give it to my daddy right before that morning when I see him in that moonlight. He gonna be like, "That's why you my angel." And I'm gonna smile big, showing all my teeth, except for the ones that I'm missing. My mama hate for him to call me angel. She be like, "Don't call her that, Charles. Call her by her name. Her name is Jennifer." And then he say, "I know her name, Valerie. I am the one who named her." And then they argue about that. They argue about my name. They argue about that for a while. My mama gets sad about my name. Out of every argument they have, which is plenty, it seems that the ones about my name are always the worst. Because when they argue about my name, my mama's eyes get that watery glare, and then there's a catastrophe. Don't nobody get no chicken. My mama just play her jams on the stereo, puts a pizza in the oven, takes her bottle of wine and a glass to her room, and locks her door. And if my daddy is home, He has to be the one to get the pizza out of the oven. Because my mama won't come back out of that room if he's there. So usually, he just calls me Angel in private because he knows that I love my mama's chicken. And sometimes he forgets about the pizza. And by the time he cuts it, it's hard and it is burnt and it is cold. But at very odd times, that devilish name, it does slip out of his mouth. When my mama teaches me how to fry that chicken, I'm gonna remember every single detail perfectly and I'm gonna write it down in my journal and I'm gonna show that page to my daddy. Then when he gets home, they won't have to argue about his plate. He can just make that chicken and I am gonna go down there and get me another piece.